APB out, and I was like, who wants to learn how to make homemade biscuits? And y'all were like Facebooking me and tweeting me and texting me like, yeah girl, put me on. Some of y'all was like, I don't need to learn how to make biscuits, why don't you just make me some biscuits? But hey, that's a different video. But anyway, listen, I'm going to show you how to make biscuits with pretty much what you have in your house. I mean, it's like flour, salt, butter, and buttermilk for the most part, okay, and then a few other ingredients that I consider pantry staples, and they're gonna be ready in like 20 minutes. Homemade biscuits. So while you're running out getting Popeye's biscuits, while you're running out getting Red Lobster biscuits, Nama Mama biscuits, whatever you getting, okay? I'm sorry, you know, anyway, all that stuff's right here. This is a great base recipe. You can add things into it. And I'm trying to keep y'all from going to getting a little canister, you know what I'm saying? You're popping it on the counter, you're scaring your kids, all that kind of stuff. That ends today. There are no more excuses. This is a foolproof recipe, all right? And stay tuned if you want to learn how to make homemade biscuits. Okay family, so this recipe is really simple. I'm going to have the full printable, downloadable recipe on chefevelyn.com. Check this out. I've got a food processor here. Don't worry, if you don't have a food processor, you can do this by hand with a fork, but your biscuits might be a little bit tougher if you overwork the dough. So in here, I've got my 2 cups of flour and my salt. I'm just going to add my baking powder and baking soda right into there, okay? And I just want to pulse this like really quick to make sure everything's evenly distributed. Now here's the thing. I know you're probably like, why are you talking so fast? Because I've had my butter and shortening in the freezer and my buttermilk chilled, and you really want ice cold ingredients. I actually freeze my butter. So I've got my 6 tablespoons of butter here, my 2 tablespoons of shortening that were already cut up. And here's the thing, I want to pulse this quickly, okay? Super fast. Do not pulse it until it's completely smooth. Maybe till it's like the size of marbles or peas, okay? So here we go. Yeah, it's a little rough when you freeze the fat, but I'm gonna stop right there, okay? It makes a little bit of mess. It's biscuit making. This is all good. I've got 1 cup of buttermilk here, okay? So I'm gonna pour my buttermilk in. And here's the thing, depending on your flour or what time of year you're making biscuits, if the dough's a little bit dry, you might need a little bit extra buttermilk. So I'm going to pulse this time, just until it comes together, okay? Now this looks a little bit dry, so I'm gonna grab some more buttermilk. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I got my buttermilk here. You want kind of a sticky dough, so I'm gonna add about a tablespoon at a time, maybe 2 tablespoons, until I get what I need, because my flour is a little bit dry. I'm in Texas right now. It's hot. Maybe 1 more. And everything needs to be cold, okay? Alright, that's it. Now, it's sticky, it's wet. Okay, if you get a little flour on the board, perfect, because you need some anyway. So I'm just going to put a little flour on here. You can wear an apron if you want to, doesn't matter. I'm going to take my dough out of the food processor. Make sure you remove the blade. And I'm just going to get the rest of this out because you want all of this sticky, yummy goodness. Okay. Pull that out. Pull that out. All right there. I know it looks a little messy. That's why it's biscuit making. Okay. So now, you can see that I'm gonna put a little flour on the top and on my hands. Cannot be afraid to get dirty. And I'm just gonna bring my sticky biscuit dough together. It is a messy process, okay? And I just wanna kind of pat it down. More flour if needed if it's too sticky, right? Get all the pieces together. Okay, make sure you got plenty of flour on the board. And then I just want to kind of fold it over on itself one time. That's 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. Seriously, can y'all see that? And one more time, 5, okay? So yes, I've got nasty, nasty hands, but it's okay. And now, no rolling pin. I'm just literally gonna push this down until it's about a ½ inch thick. I'm gonna pause and wash my hands, okay? Okay, so I just did that for camera's sake, but let me tell you, don't do that, okay? Because you wanna move quickly. So I'm gonna take the remaining of my flour, kind of toss it out here. I've got my biscuit cutter here, okay? I'm just gonna kind of rub it through. If you've got a metal biscuit cutter, that's fine. You do not want to go down and twist. So you just, all you want to do is go 1, okay, 2, and you want to go as close together as possible to get as many out of the dough as possible. And I'm just going to put a little bit more flour on my fingers, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to pick up the biscuit and put it right on my sheet pan. And here's the thing, you want the biscuits to touch if you want them to rise high. You're like, but Evelyn, what about all this dough? Okay, a little flour on the hand, bring it back together very quickly. You don't need to fold it this time, okay? You just want to pat it out to the, 3/4 ½ inch thickness very quickly, and do the same thing. 1. Now keep in mind, these are not going to be as tender as that first pass because you had to work them again, okay? So every time you mess with the dough again, it makes them tougher. So I'm just going to take this last little bit. So this is probably going to be my last pass because these will be really tough. So that's it. And I'm going to bake them in a 450 degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Ooh, y'all. Woo! Fresh biscuits, okay? These bake for about 11 minutes. So like I said, 10 to 15 minutes depending on your oven. They are golden brown. I just put a little pat of butter on top of it and let it melt. Can you see that? Saturday morning brunch. You trying to get you a man? I'm just joking. Or a woman, depending on who's watching, okay? And I'm just going to, oh, these are so luscious. I'm just gonna pull these right off. Like, just gonna put them right onto my platter. Oh, y'all. You cannot beat homemade biscuits. And then soften some butter, mix it with a little bit of honey. Okay, got you some homemade honey butter. Okay, or if you want some jelly or something like that, whichever way. So, if you want this recipe, which is so simple and easy, just visit chefevelyn.com. Sometimes I post recipes that are not videos, so if you want to get those recipes, make sure you join the Inside Dish. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook, and I'll see you next time, family, on The Remix. Don't forget to join the Inside Dish where you get my latest videos, recipes, and deals of the day straight into your inbox.